social media is everywhere these days. You cannot look at the TV screen without seeing a hashtag to communicate and discuss a topic on Anderson Cooper or on the news or a football game. Everybody knows what a like is. Everybody knows that likes are now nouns. Like is not necessarily a verb anymore. But people tend to use social media in a way that is very self-promoting and turns a lot of people off. And that's why you hear people say, I hate Facebook. I'm not going to get on it. I don't care. I kind of like that because it's given me a niche. And the company that I started a few years ago, Basic Social Media, has found its niche in helping people that hate Facebook and hate Twitter, and then they're going to do it for them. So that's fine with me. You can hate it all you want, as long as your checks don't bounce. But with that said, I think it's important for all of us to understand a little bit about social media etiquette. What's okay to post, what's not okay to post, how you should conduct yourself online. A couple weeks ago, I gave a speech on how to present yourself professionally online, in the flesh, and in a presentation. So when you're presenting yourself online, it's just as important to have a good first impression and to present yourself professionally, and even if you're using it socially, to present yourself in a respectable manner. It is very frustrating, as you all know, to get on a social site and find out what somebody had for breakfast. Really don't care about that. Those are the people that you can decide you're not going to follow them anymore. That's not a good use of social media. However, you can use social media to reach out to people above and beyond your sphere of influence. Dunbar's number is a theory that you can only have a certain number of relationships because there's only 24 hours in a day. There's only 7 days in a week. So in order to have a decent relationship with someone, to continue that relationship, you need to be able to talk on the phone to them. You need to go out for coffee. You need to communicate with them regularly. And we don't have enough time for that number to be infinite, right? So Dunbar, who was an anthropologist in the 70s, came up with this idea, this theory, that based on our limitations of time and space, we can have about 150 relationships. That's about all we can maintain. But social media allows you to go beyond that. So social media etiquette comes into play where you're able to reach beyond these people that are your normal sphere of influence, the people that you will have coffee with regardless, the people that you will call on the phone or meet with or go to dinner with. You're reaching beyond these people. So you want to communicate with them in a way that they will want to respond. So with social media etiquette, the first rule is never post something you wouldn't want your grandmother to see. Anytime you write something down, whether it's online, whether it is in an email, anytime you write something down and you give it away, it's gone. You've lost it. So don't write anything you don't want your grandmother to see. When I was a little girl, my mother was getting the mail. I lived in a very small town. We knew our mailman by name. And Mother opens his letter, and she's reading it, and her face gets all flushed, and she says, "Oh my gosh!" And I looked at the letter, and it was a love letter. But it wasn't to my mother. It was supposed to have been delivered to this lady across town. But once that letter was written, sealed, stamped, and mailed, it was gone. So that is a good rule for whatever you write down, or whatever you say for that matter. Don't write anything down you don't want your grandmother to see. Now one thing happened recently which kind of upset me. I'm very close to my nieces and nephews. They're all in their mid-30s, early 40s. And we found out that my nephew Aaron is engaged on Facebook. We were pretty upset. We were pretty upset with him because that is something that you should not be putting on Facebook until after you've already told your family. I think that goes against the norms of social media etiquette, personally. Don't post what you had for breakfast, and don't post that you just got engaged. But post things that are relevant, post things that you think people will be interested in, post things that you want to tell people that you don't see regularly, but you want to share it. I think one of the best parts about Facebook, for example, is that I can see pictures of my friends' kids going off to college, or I can see pictures of their vacation. They wouldn't have time to email that or send pictures to me. I'm outside that 150. I'm outside their Dunbar's number, but because I'm able to see these things that they're posting, I feel like I'm more part of their life. Your job is to be a clipping service. Your job is all the information that you see out there. Your job is to take that information and disseminate what you think will be relevant to people. So with social media etiquette, don't post anything you don't want your grandmother to see. Post things that are interesting to other people. And don't post about your recent engagement.